All right, Dwayne. Well, obviously, not a game that ends the way that you want it to, but the defense has had improvement throughout the season. You've seen a lot of things, from a young defense, you being a part of that. In a game like this, are there any positives that you can take away right off the bat?
Yeah, there's a lot of positives in this game. As far as our young linebackers making plays when it's needed. I think the first half we did a good job with staying strong and fighting together. And then the second half, we just got to finish. And I mean, I think we did a good job. We just got to finish, and that's the biggest part.
Not having Postlesny, obviously, throughout the season with the injury, you talked about the linebackers like J.T. Thomas stepping up, Telvin Smith. What have you been able to take away from them, knowing that when Paul's not there, there's a big gap in the middle that's left? What have they done to kind of help seal up that gap a little bit?
Making plays and staying on top of their job. We build confidence around that, and knowing that JT got to step up in that role and be that that anchor for us. I think he did a good job so far, and we're just gonna follow his lead and get the job done.
Secondary-wise, I mean, obviously, with a lot of plays that the Texans had, it was a running game today. What were you seeing from Fitzpatrick, and do you feel like the secondary was able to kind of cancel out, especially in the case of like an Andre Johnson in those certain areas? Do you feel like you were able to do what you need to do with DeAndre and with Andre as well?
I think we did a good job of competing today. But as I said, we need to finish more and make more plays. And at the end of the day, that's as a secondary, that's what we're built around, making those big plays and winning your one-on-one matchups. And that's one thing that we have to get better at.
What are some of the biggest things that you've been able to learn young in your career here in Jacksonville from last year to this year? What were you able to take away so far?
Take away from last year to this year?
Yeah.
Your perspective. Being consistent, and this job requires you to be very consistent, and when you're not consistent, there's a problem. So learning how to be consistent and staying on top of my job, staying on top of routes, making plays, and on top of that, doing my job, I think that's one thing that I did take away.
When there are so many talented receivers that are out in this league, how do you feel you've been able to stack up against some of these guys that obviously have had a lot of success?
Ask the question one more time.
When you look at the success of the receivers in this league, how do you feel you've been able to stack up against some of those guys that obviously have challenged you?
I think I've been doing okay, but not well enough. I definitely know I need to improve on some areas, and as I said, winning your one-on-one matchups is very key, especially at cornerback. So I gotta keep battling and get back to work.
And lastly, when you look at the youth of the team, not just on defense but on offense as well, do you see that growth happening? I mean, this is a very young team that's putting pieces together, bit by bit. But are you starting to see a little bit of a turnaround and a move in the right direction, despite the record maybe not showing that?
I think we are, because last game we didn't start off fast and we finished. This game we started off fast, but we didn't finish. Now if we just put it all together, you see improvement as far as we said we needed to start off fast this game. We did that. We just need to finish now. So there are areas that we're improving in, but we have to just do more to get the job done.